Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is going to be part 2 of my skull collection videos. So these are my 4-inch skulls and up. I think the biggest one here is 6-inch. I do have bigger, but they're way too heavy to pick up and to carry. Um, like there's no way for me to show them because I literally cannot pick them up. They weigh way too much. So these are the ones that I have here. These are my bigger sets. Now I know everybody's always like, oh, I want like the biggest skull I can afford, I can have and find. The bigger the skull, like majority of the time, you don't need anything bigger than like a little 2-3 inch skull. If you ever want to know more about skulls, there's quite a few beautiful books on crystal skulls out there. There's one in particular, I think his name is Jack Van Epton. Let me go see. I might have said that wrong. Hold on a second. I'm going to go grab the book. Now, I was going to say Jap, but I ended up saying Jack. So I was right. Jap Van Etten. Um, it's not a very entertaining book. There's a lot of mathematical equations. There's a lot of just different things in it, but the information is astounding. And he's actually hooked them up to different measurement devices and measuring the energy and different things like that. And him and his wife have um, like a facility. I believe he's in Arizona, if I remember correctly, where they actually work with skulls and they have skulls and they do a lot of different things with skulls. So he very much has like different like portal groups and like different things. Yeah, see, he's in Sedona. Um, I believe that's where he's at. And he has his particular skulls that he loves very, very much. Sam is one of, I believe, his skulls. And yeah, so if you're ever wanting to know more about skulls or understanding skulls, this is quite a phenomenal book. See, here's another one of the people that he works with. And see, and he's got his cats loving his skulls. And it's very interesting. My cats love my skulls too. They're very attracted to them. So it's quite an interesting thing. But yeah, so if you ever want to know more about skulls or understanding them, his stuff is quite detailed. And you know, he used to do a lot of science-based things. He's got a lot of information in here. He's got a lot of different things where he's hooked them up to different machines and different frequency measuring devices and a whole bunch of different things. So, wonderful book, a lot on it. If you're wondering what the world of crystal skulls is all about, this is it. But I told you, like, it's not, his stuff isn't the most entertaining. It's very mathematical, very science based, but good information in it. Helps you to understand what's going on and what they are and what they're all about. So, where I was going with all of that is most people do not need 5-inch skulls. They do not need 6-inch skulls. They do not need 10-inch skulls. I mean, we want that because that's kind of like, you know, the whole um like just wanting the biggest best thing, right? It's kind of like coming from ego in a way. But we honestly don't need anything bigger than a 2-3 inch because the amount of power that comes off of them is astounding. I had to stop bringing crystal skulls in because there's just too much energy. It was too much frequency. It was too much vibration. And being where I live and what I live in, it was just it was too much, and I felt like it was going to blow the roof off this place. So after my last skull that I purchased, I have not brought in any more in quite a few years. So some of these I've had for very many, many years. Most of them I've had for very many years. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with, um, I have five, five from the same carver. And now this is a master carver. And these skulls are older skulls. And I bought them in the two, I have two pairs of each and then one solitary on its own. And I have a reason why. So this is Ophelia. This is a 5-inch, large 5-inch, probably closer to a 5.5-inch obsidian skull. She's got beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. You can't even see it. It's not picking up. But she's got shimmer. She's got a little bit of sheen going on in her. Yeah, you can kind of see it here, but she's got a little bit of gold sheen, which is beautiful. This was her sticker with her carving number, but like I said, I've had it for a long time. It's very worn. She is, I can still see it. She is 1,101. So we've got 3 1s. Interesting. I never noticed that with her. But so her and her twin brother, Fenwick, which I'm going to bring in right now. They are my guardians of this building. They are part of a grid, so I can't have them out too long. They need to get back to the grid. But he is very large, as you can see. He is much larger than her. This is my biggest skull that I can lift and carry, and I believe he is sitting at 6 inches, maybe even closer to 7. I'm gonna say 6, definitely 6. So the way that you measure skulls is from chin to the back of the skull, and that'll give you how big they are. Some people like to measure them this way, but that's not truly how you do it. True measurements of a skull is from the tip of the chin to a diagonal straight, and that'll give you the size of them. He has a little bit of shimmer. Not really, though. Hardly any. She's got more than him. So this is Fenwick. And like I said, they both are in a protection grid. One at the front of the building, one at the back of the building. And they very much work together in protecting this space. And because they are black obsidian, it works amazing for them. And I'm sorry, they're not showing up the greatest because they are pure black. But yeah, so that's them. Okay. Oh, and both of their jaws are carved out, showing that it is a master carver. Oh my God, they're so heavy. See, and hers is carved out too. Master carver, very advanced carver. All right, now these other two are from the same master carver. They're so heavy. Okay. Ugh. I'm gonna bring them out together. So these are the sisters, the twins, the sisters. They are gorgeous amethyst, and unfortunately my camera is not doing them justice. It is just not picking up on their colors. This is Aurora, and this is Auriga. If you can see, this is just like a LED light, right? Just a bright light. She is so purple. It's insane how purple she is. One of the most purplest, most beautiful amethyst skulls I've ever seen. She's got a lot of rust, like that rusty colors, the rusty inclusions in her. But as you get to the back, very, very beautiful. And then she gets clear, right? So she's kind of ombre, but she's got that beautiful dark purple right here at the top. But she is lighter in color as far as the amethyst, right? So we'll start with Aurora. She's a little smaller, not by much, but she is gorgeous. Like, look at, there is so many rainbows and so much sheen in her. It's insane. She's got beautiful, look at that. Look at that. Oh, love her. She is so calming and so gentle energy. Carved out again, jaw carved out, right? And she sits in my bedroom. The energy, the calm and comfort, and just the beautiful energy that comes off of her is astounding. And like, I wish you guys could see how purple she is. I mean, you can kind of see it, but like, astounding, just beautiful. Oh, I can't even. Now, the reason why I have all of these is because they were on clearance. They were at a store that I used to frequent quite a bit. and they were on clearance. And I grabbed them while I could. And because I bought what I did, I actually ended up getting one for free. So it worked out. And we're not going to say who the free one was because they don't like it. You can see the rainbows going on the top of her head right there as I move it, right here. Tons of rainbows. Very just, I don't know, there's something about the back of her skull right here that's like makes me think of like the universe or like the cosmos. Like it's just beautiful. It looks like a star constellation, and that's why. And then she told me her name was Auriga, and Auriga is a star constellation. So she's quite heavier than the other one. She's quite bigger than the other one. A lot more of like your quartz that goes up into the purple. So she's very ombre in a way. But I love that she has like the rusty red in her, like the iron inclusions that happen in amethyst. And I just love that she's such a different piece of amethyst, such a different type of amethyst, right? Or I shouldn't say different type, same type, they're Brazilian, but just that it's just such a different piece, right? Like what I mean that by like I doubt that they were carved from the same stone. They were probably individual pieces, right? So, yeah, I don't know. These two bring in such a calming energy, such a beautiful amount of just stillness and peace. And I love them. And like, there's so many rainbows. And you guys, like, it's not even picking up. I'm sorry. It's unfortunate. All right. So I'm kind of going with my bigger ones that were from the same carver and kind of working down to smaller. So the opposite of the last video. From the exact same master carver. This is my clear quartz skull, Polaris. Polaris does not videotape well. He does not photograph well. He has been known to screw up my phones and my camera. So if he does, I'm very sorry. He's full of rainbows once again. He's got a little bit of hematite inclusion in him. He's got this beautiful, wonderful, do you see that rainbow in there, deep in there? He's got this wonderful crystal clear band that goes around. He has his carving number here too. So he's 1013. And he is probably my strongest skull out of everybody. Seeing he's clear quartz, that makes a whole heck of a lot of sense, right? There's so many rainbows in there that just aren't even showing. It's a shame. But I feel like I'm looking in like a snow globe. Like there's just so much, like it looks like a snowstorm trapped inside of him. And I don't know. He told me his name was Polaris. That's not something that I picked for him. That's what his name is. That's what he told me. And he's just amazing. And look at how clear that is. That vein is crystal clear. It's phenomenal. But yeah. So those are my four biggest ones that I can move and carry. And they are all from the same master carver. He's actually giving me a third eye headache. I'm going to have to put him down. All right. This is Jazz. Funny, haha. He's Jasper. Kumbaba Jasper to be specific. And his name's Jazz. And when I first got him, he called me a sea witch, and I'm not really sure why. We've never gotten back to that subject. His jaw has been carved out slightly. It's kind of more on an angle. But he does have some very thin carving pieces here. He is hand carved from China. So this is a China carve. A little bit more detailed, right? A little bit more realistic looking. A little bit more detail. But Kumbaba Jasper is beautiful. It is fossilized algae. If anyone's wondering what kababa is, that's what it is. And it's one of my most favorite stones. I absolutely love kababa jasper. So when I saw him, it was only natural for me to grab him. Now, he was my first 5-inch skull, and I was just like, man, I don't know if I should do it, but I couldn't avoid him. I wanted it so bad. Not only was he carved, but it's an outstanding piece of Kambaba jasper, and I find him very soothing. He sits right off the side here, close to my table, because he likes to put in his input on occasion. And I just really, honestly, thoroughly enjoy his energy very much, and I'm glad that he's part of my collection. All right, so the second 5-inch skull I ended up buying is Cause. So she is a singing skull. So they call them singing because they have their mouths open. Her full name is Cozumel, but we call her Cause. She is a beautiful form of crazy lace agate. She's got a little bit of druzy going on. She's got some different nooks and crannies and little caves. Very beautiful, beautiful, interesting piece of crazy lace agate. An older piece of crazy lace agate. Nowadays, the veinings tend to be a little bit different in colors, where she's kind of almost reminiscent of bumblebee jasper in a way, but she's definitely crazy lace. She's my only singing skull, the only one I have that's like this. She's from the same carver as Jasper, the last one I just showed you. So very much the same style, very much the same technique, hollowed out just a little bit, right? But very beautiful, very unique. Um, like I said, my only singing skull. And you don't see singing skulls too often. So when I saw her and I had the ability to purchase her, I was on it and I was down with it. And she is who I went to purchase and pick up when I saw from the first video my star being the moss agate one named Quib. I was going to pick her up when I saw Quib. And I continued with my purchase of her, grabbed her, and then I ended up getting Quib later on, just a few weeks later. Actually, no, I think ended up being a couple months later, to tell you the truth. Maybe about a month, 2 months at the most, because he was just on my mind so much and I couldn't get him off my mind. But yeah, so this is who I was going to get when I fell in love with Quib. But yeah, so this is Cause. She's quiet. She doesn't really have much to say. She's on the quiet side. She's more just hangs out and just likes being present. Some of them are really talkative and some of them are not so talkative. So it just depends, right? But she is definitely on the quieter side and doesn't have a whole heck of a lot to say. Oh my God. Sorry. Pardon my reach. Oh, my arms are going to be killing me after this. These guys are all so heavy. All right, so then we're going down in size now. This one here, I'm going to show. Okay, so this is Mastro, hand carved, not hollowed out, China carve. He is garden quartz, full of a million tons of rainbows. Oh, you can see one right there. See that big one right under my finger? Yeah. A little bit going on here. All this beautiful garden calcite that's in here, or garden calcite, I'm sorry, garden quartz. So it's all of your different vegetation and different things that got trapped while the crystal was being formed inside. And then he has the one that looks like a tear running down his face. Now, he has been carved different. And he was on clearance because the shop that he was at, he had been a long time, and nobody liked this on him. Nobody liked his carving style. And when I went there and I picked him up on the discount table, he literally said to me, "It's not my brains, it's my memories." And then it dawned on me what he is for. So this guy, when I meditate him, we go into my past, we go into my memories, we go into things. It can be happy memories, it can be sad memories, it can be all kinds of different things that come forward. And I never know what memory is going to come forward. But he's very much, I work in my past with him. Um, Whether, like I said, it's happy things, sad things, whatever, he brings them up for specific reasons for me to address or to work with. And, I meditate and I just kind of rub his memories, which are my memories, and different things come up. And I feel like when you look at his face, we have that very much like the sad memories, right? And then very much happy memories on this side. So this skull is very much about working with our past, or my memories, the different things like that that need to come forward. I don't work with him a whole heck of a lot because sometimes he brings up things that I want to stay in my past, things that maybe I'm not ready to work through, or maybe I'm not ready to confront or face. So I have to be in the right mind frame to work with him, because sometimes our sessions can become quite crazy and just a lot to take sometimes. So, but nonetheless, I love him very much, and I very much appreciate what he can do. And I bought him off of that discount table, and I don't regret it one bit. And I know like a lot of people get turned off by that, but it's just because they don't know what it is and what he stands for and what he does. But I figured it out and now we're good. And you've seen this one before. I believe I've shown it in one of my TNCs. This is the last large skull that I purchased. And it's about a 4 inch, and it is from Brazil. It is hand carved from Brazil. You can tell it's very square. Brazilian carvings, very square features, very square cheekbones. So yeah, definitely Brazil. He is a smoky quartz, rutilated. You can see the rutilations, full of rutilations. Just a phenomenal piece of smoky. Not a whole heck of a lot of rainbows. There's one big rainbow right there. There's a few in here. Some rainbows back here in the clear quartz section. You can see them shining. Right there, that's the big one. But just an absolute gorgeous piece of smoky. Nice big rutulation in the chin. I don't know if we can capture it. Let me see if we can capture it. No, it's not going to capture it for me. It's like huge. It's right here. You can kind of see it. Great big huge spray. Beautiful. That one's probably the easiest to see. I mean, like, look at in here. Look at them all. See them all? There's so many. Sorry, there's all fingerprints. Full of rutulation. Absolutely gorgeous. And this is the only one I have that's carved with the point. And very comforting stone. Intense to meditate with because of how it directs the energy kind of like up and into your face almost, and like up aligns, it goes up in your chakras, right? So it's very much like pushes that energy up your chakras. But it can be a little intense to meditate with this one. This one was named Hildy, but recently, after spending a little bit of time with it, I feel that it might have possibly changed. I might have misunderstood what it was trying to tell me or imply. So I need to spend a little bit more time with it and get to be a little bit more focused on exactly what if it's a male energy, female energy, and what its exact name is. Because I'm feeling Hildy isn't, for some reason, doesn't resonate with me anymore with her, or it, I should say, because sometimes I even feel like it has a masculine energy to it. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to maybe revisit this one. And like I said, this is my most recent one. This one's only been here maybe a year, year and a half. So still a lot of work to be done with this one, and just figuring things all out. Not carved out, but I'm glad it's not because of the way it's carved. As you can see, it's a little tippy, right? Because this side here, they went a little bit too far on. See how this side's fuller? And this side kind of cuts in a little bit, making it tippy. But not like, I mean, yeah, if you push it, it goes. But not horrible. Like if you just, position it correctly, it's good. But once again, on a show, grabbed it, good price, was kind of on clearance in a way. At least, not even clearance, let's say it's more marked down to wholesale price. And I ended up grabbing this one for wholesale. And it was so remarkable and beautiful that I decided to keep it for my own personal collection. But yeah, so those are I believe those are all of my large skulls. Sometimes I feel like I'm forgetting someone, but I don't think I am. I'm going to line them all kind of up here. Let's see if we can fit them all in. I don't think we'll be able to, but maybe. At least maybe the ones on the table. These are definitely two-handers. Oh, because they are so heavy, right? Let's see. All right, so I don't have space for all of them. So just the ones that I have on the table will fit. And so there you go. Ooh, that is quite an intense energy coming off of that. You always want to put your skulls in a circle facing each other. That's how they work. Oh, okay, wow. Quite a lot of energy coming off of this. Yeah, so hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, subscribe, all of that stuff. Crystal skulls is an amazing, wonderful world. Even if you just purchase one to just have one because you think skulls are cool or it's just an amazing piece of crystal, they're wonderful to have. And I really enjoy having the ones that I have around. But like I said, I'm not, there's not going to be any more purchasing of crystal skulls like that I know of. I mean, there is times where I run into some and they speak to me and I'm like, nope, nope, nope. And I like hurry up and get away because I really honestly do not need any more. These were all they're all kind of part of my practice with Indigo. I used to have, exchange nights and like meditation nights and a lot of different things going on here prior to COVID. And people would come and they would be able to pick whatever skull they wanted to and meditate with them. And that's kind of where this was going. Some of them were bought to be put into grids as protection, and some of them just refused to not be purchased with their sister. So it is what it is. But anyways, I hope you guys had a wonderful time watching this, and I'm going to be making part 3 of my videos. The next video is going to be anything that's carved. So not necessarily in this group of crystal skulls and star beings, but different things like just like anything that's carved different, right? That's a carving or a carving style. So stay tuned for that. You can watch that one when it comes up. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks. Bye.